Hello and welcome to another edition of SG Choice Top 10, the series where all the members of Source Gaming come together and vote on a particular topic and rank it into a top 10. Today's episode is a special one as it was requested by our patron BearRimshot. He wanted to know who we thought the top 10 most likely villain characters were for Smash, so here we are. Due to the nature of how third parties are decided, this list is first party only, so no Hiachi or Dr. Eggman. With the introduction out of the way, my name is Nantenjex and let's see number 10. Coming in at number 10 is the Skull Kid from The Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask. Or I guess I should say Majora, as the Skull Kid himself isn't evil, just a prankster. The mask itself is the one creating all of Termina's problems, and the Skull Kid is just a puppet. But for Smash, you can't have one over the other. He's popular and has moveset potential. He also appeared as an assist trophy in Smash 4, and the mask was a Mii Fighter hat. All he needs now is that one extra step to playable status. Nintendo loves its evil doppelgangers. Mario, Link, Pit, they all got them, and Samus is no exception. Dark Samus is the main villain of the Metroid Prime series, once being Metroid Prime itself. She fused to a discarded Phazon suit of Samus's and morphed it into a new form that she could use to travel space and spread the Phazon virus. She's one of the few villains in Metroid who is the right size for Smash, and appeared as an assist trophy in Smash 4. She might be a bit too similar to Samus appearance-wise, but she could definitely provide a new experience as a playable character. A fan favourite F-Zero racer, and one of the only likely picks next to Samurai Goro. Many fans want Black Shadow to enter into the fray and adopt Ganondorf's moveset, although this is honestly a disservice to the man. While he wouldn't be completely unique, he doesn't need to be a Ganondorf adopter. He has this whole bull aesthetic going, so at least capitalise on that. Another potential Ganondorf adopter, but one who also deserves a lot more. Hades is the main villain of the Kid Icarus series, and another fan favourite thanks to his sarcastic and humorous tone throughout Uprising. As a popular Sakurai maid character, Hades could be next in line for a Kid Icarus rep. It all depends if the series really needs another one. From one Sakurai series to another, it's time to look at the Kirby franchise, although this character was not made by the director himself. Magolor is a popular character in the Kirby fandom, making his debut as the next Marx in Kirby's Return to Dreamland on the Wii. Magolor is a psychic from another dimension, who is seeking the Master Crown so that he can become all-powerful, although in later games he seems to have turned over a new leaf. Magolor scored very high on our Japanese ballot rankings, and could easily translate to Smash, as most Kirby content does. Only Sakurai could move away from his own developed Kirby games. Time to make a U-turn, and go back the way we came as we return to the Kid Icarus series. And while Hades is a popular character and the big bad overall, he is not the most recurring villain, nor the one with the biggest legacy. That honour goes to Medusa, the goddess of darkness, who was cursed by Palutena long ago and since then wages war out of revenge. She was the final boss in the first game and the first major antagonist of Uprising. She has her own fanbase and is arguably more interesting a character than Hades is. Including her could really help highlight her rivalry with Palutena and allow the original Kid Icarus trifecta to be complete. Let's not bother return to F-Zero and jump straight back to Metroid Prime, with another one of Samus's correctly sized rivals, Silex. Silex is an interesting case, as currently he isn't that major of a character, only having one proper appearance in Metroid Prime Hunters on DS. However, the game developers have gone on record numerous times to claim that Silex would be a central focus of Prime 4, and left teasers in both Prime 3 and Federation Force. While Prime 4 may be too late for a base game appearance, it's in the perfect position for DLC, and if Silex is the headliner, he has that importance to become playable. And now we return to Zelda. Most Zelda villains are one-off, Skull Kid included, but Ganondorf is not. The big bad is already in Smash though, and is unlikely to change, so players' best chance for a true version of Ganondorf is another form of him. In this case, the Dark Beast Ganon. Ganon is the original villain of the Zelda series, and while many of his new appearances have been more animalistic, the anthropomorphic pig demon was seen in A Link Between Worlds and Hyrule Warriors. While usually too big, his pudgy frame means he could easily be shrunken down in order to work in Smash, and he could still retain what makes him Ganon. All Zelda characters so far have been other versions of existing fighters, so this makes Ganon the most likely Zelda villain in our eyes. Speaking of too big, we have our third and final Metroid villain, Ridley. Ridley has all the points of a Smash Bros. Character. Sakurai even tried in the past to make it happen, however he deemed that doing so wouldn't be within Ridley's character. Not that it was technically impossible, but that after balancing, Ridley wouldn't feel right, and Sakurai did not like that. However, his opinion does change between games, infamously Villager not being suitable in Brawl as a fighter, so we could see the same here. It's a 50-50 shot. Now, before we get to number 1, and I am sure many have guessed who that is, here are some honourable mentions. We actually had a 4th Zelda villain nearly make it in, but Skull Kid just got more votes than he did, and that was Vati. Vati is the 2nd most recurring villain, and would be a great Toon villain for Toon Link, unless Tingle counts of course. But he just lacks current relevance, and may be owned partially by Capcom, at least the design of his human form. Next we have 2 villains from Big Smash Bros. Series who lack any kind of villain representation, and these are Porky Minch from Earthbound and Andross from Star Fox. Both have been in Smash in some form prior, and both could be playable if Sakurai really wanted. It may just require some liberties in some areas. Lastly, we have 2 more Mario villains with King Boo and Kamek. Both villains are recurring and have a following for Super Smash Bros. They are also the main villains of certain Mario sub-series, with King Boo in Luigi's Mansion and Kamek in Yoshi's Island. Mario has always gotten a new character associated with him, and a possible villain may be the next way to go. Now, on to number 1. Certainly a fan favourite, King K. Rool is the Bowser of the DK series, with multiple games and abilities that a moveset could be made from. He got a brand new Mii Fighter costume as Smash DLC, and considering the circumstances of that outfit, it's likely a sign he did well in the Smash Ballad, which we know they will at least consider for Smash Switch. While bigger than Donkey Kong, he doesn't necessarily have the size issue that Ridley does, thanks to his large frame. We know Sakurai listens to fan requests as well, and will try to include popular picks if he thinks they can work, and so the stars are aligning for this Kremlin cutthroat to make his debut in Smash for Switch. Thank you for watching today's video. If you liked what you saw, then please hit that like button and subscribe if you have not already, and hit that bell button to stay up to date with our latest videos. A big shout out to our super patron, the Duke of Dorks, and to BearRimshot, who requested today's video. If you'd also like to request a video, then consider donating to our Patreon. You can find a link to it on our website. Let us know what you thought of our choices, and always remember to return to the source.